Good morning, everyone. Amy here, coming to you live from my kitchen today. I am just working on some breakfast around here, so I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. I am going to be making some oven pancakes. So I don't do these a ton, but I do love having them in the freezer. And so I thought, since we were talking about brownie pans and all of that this morning, that I would make some of these and show you all about them. So I am just mixing. My pancake recipe is super easy. It's all pretty much about the ones with a little bit of extras. So if I'm just making it plain as day, it's 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of flour, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, well, 1 teaspoon, not a tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and that's it. Mix it together. But in this situation, I'm adding a few extra things because I have one, I don't know if you're like this, but I have one child who doesn't eat super great, and so in the mornings I really like to get as much extra protein into her as I can. So you'll notice that I just put 2 eggs in here. So I've got 1.5 cups of milk, 2 eggs, and I've added some egg whites. So that's how I get extra protein into our breakfast, is by adding the egg whites. I've tried other, protein powders and stuff, but she doesn't love the flavor, and so I know I can sneak it in with those extra egg whites. So plus that's a natural way to get it. Now, the next thing that I do is super fun. So I'm gonna add in my baking powder, which I just put up here. And then I'm gonna add in my flour. Oh, and a little bit of salt, I guess it needs. 1.5. And then I'm always looking for the salt around here. Anybody else ever looking for the salt? I always feel like I'm looking for the salt. A bit of salt. Okay, now what I'm going to add to this today is some of our super veggies. So if you haven't looked into our Enrichables before, we are going to talk about them yet this week, but this one just launched here in February 1st. And this little pack, so this little tiny scoop, let me show you, is one serving of vegetables. I just love this. This one's brand new. So this is what I always was putting in them, and it's kale and fiber. So each little scoop of this is 1/2 cup of kale and 2 grams of fiber, which is awesome, but it turns everything a little bit green. And so it doesn't add any flavor or texture to it, but it just turns everything green. So I love that this new super veggie. So let me tell you what's in it. Mushroom powder, pumpkin powder, parsnip powder, broccoli, cauliflower powder. So each one of these little tiny scoops is 1 serving of veggies. So I've added 2 servings of veggies to my pancakes. Makes me feel a little bit better. And then I'm just gonna mix them up. So I've added the extra egg whites for extra protein. And so now I've added a little bit extra veggie into them. And so you can see they look a little touch orange, but not bad at all. I'm gonna mix this up, try to get all of those lumps out, give it a little extra whip, and then, you know what, it's pretty runny. I guessed at the flour, because that's kind of how I roll. Anybody else like that? I'm just gonna add a little bit more flour to that. I think it needs just a touch more. Because I'm usually a pretty big guesser when it comes to stuff like pancakes. Okay, so now I'm going to put this on the bottom. So this is our batter mixer dispenser, and I just love that every squirt is the right amount. So there is 3 buttons on the side. So the furthest button is 3 tablespoons, which is exactly what I want in my brownie pan. Whoops. Except I should take the base off, that keeps it from coming out. You can see it just fills that up really nicely. And then of course, if I was really having fun or really wanted to do something fun, I could add chocolate chips or raisins. I don't know which team you're on. You could add sort of, if you really wanted to be creative, you could add sprinkles for Valentine's Day. lots of things. So this is the regular brownie pan. Now I personally really like these in the mini, the white brownie pan, and that's a small, that's the middle button because it's 2 tablespoons. I really like them because they just feel like they're 1 bite. You can grab these as you're running out the door, heat them. We've been heating them up in our air fryer, or in the toaster oven, or in the microwave. Either one of those, any one of those works. And now I have breakfast all organized out for a few days. So I'm gonna put these in the oven. Oh, I will put some chocolate chips because it's that kind of a morning, isn't it? It's so cold right now that we need a little bit of life in our pancakes. So I'll add a few chocolate chips to these, plus they're more enticing to eat when they've got some chocolate chips in them. So this is a really fun to do if you've got grandkids or nieces or nephews or little people in your world. This is a really fun little activity for them. Everybody can kind of make their own. And then they go in the oven. They take about 12 minutes in the oven. And then they just pop right out of here because we did spray it a little bit with some oil. They'll just pop right out, and then they can go in the freezer or just in a container, just like any other bread product, right? They're just a pancake. But I love that they've got a little extra nutrition. The slogan on the Enrichables is making your dishes more nutritious. So that's really what that did this morning. So I wanted to show those with you as I was making breakfast, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye for now.